Alright, so I have gone through and put all the arcs in where they need to be, made sure these lines are butting up correctly with each other, closed this, made it a closed polygon, and I haven't closed this one yet, but there's a reason for that. Alright, so with A-Spec we have to have specified layers. So what we do is we try and delete all the shit we don't need. Okay, so we go RS. First off is SC line, which is seal send line. Okay, we will move this road send line onto that layer. In fact, we will just merge those two layers. Merge selected layer 2 RSSL line. Yes. Okay. The next one we have is RS lighting. So we know that our light poles are on SVYP lighting, so we will just merge them. SVYP lighting, merge selected layer 2 RS lighting. Okay, next we have is curb, RS curb. And we're not just doing a blanket shift, a blanket merge on this one, because there are some curbs which have been captured which we don't actually want to retain, like here, these ones, they're not curbs, right, they're garden beds. So we're just selecting our actual curbs that are curbs. Oh, I missed that, I'll have to fix that. Also that needs to be fixed. But that's all of them, right? So then we'll just change them. RS curb. Properly done. Passed. Properly done. Goes to there. Delete that. Don't really need that curve around. Doesn't show up in GIS anyway. Okay, so we can see we got curbs as they are. Next step is the actual seal. So that RS you are an idiot. Let's go up here. So we want RS seal surface. Actually, it's not seal. They changed it in the recent revision of the spec. And just use, I typically use this color. Okay. Now I know that that has been created on the EBIT layer. So is that one. RS surface. Now we also have to have a pavement layer, which is basically the base course layer, underside of the surface. We do that simply by using our offset tool, 0.6 select what needs to be done. Oh, won't do it for that. Why not? Sometimes they are an irregular, it won't let us offset this object, and it will be because of something here. So if we open it and let's try again, it may work. No, it won't. Why not? Let's go for a break. Okay, and let's try again. Let's see, that was the problem. But it's all good. A bit of a modification there. Put this back together. All good. And then hopefully we don't have any issues with that. Could be there, that's a problem. J. Oh good, no, don't need that going all the way up there. In fact, this can go to here because it's not actually new. Let's join that. So that should be closed, just to double check. Closed, yes. That won't be closed yet because it's not all joined, and that's why. Usually if it won't join, there's a tiny gap between them. Join, join. Okay, edit, join, close. Close. Okay, it's closed. Right, let's put these two onto their, so they go onto the pavement layer, which I haven't made yet, alright? We also need to offset this in fact we don't need to offset it, we just need to make it join up, because they will pick it if it doesn't join. I guess it will. The Shires don't. Oh, don't you fucking crash on me. Don't you crash on me. Let's go, bro. There we go. Alright. Let's save that. That was a bit of a scare there. Alright. Don't need that anymore. This here. Alright, so let's make our pavement layer. RS pavement. I tend to make it a gravelly sort of colour. And we select those pavement ones. RS pavement. Right, so we have a path layer. RS pathways. And we will make that dark grey. Now, the path is all the paths are already on this layer, so we're just going to merge this layer as we did with a couple of others. Okay, and we also have to have path P C long, which is path centerline. And be honest with you, I just draw them in, just estimate where they are. Guess I want them meeting at the ends. Don't know why, but they do. These here, when we bring the base data in, the design data in, we will be modifying them. Right, make sure that's closed. And okay, so that is our base level A-Spec symbology done. Then the next step is our D-Spec. D-Spec, the structures have to actually be polygons, can't be points. So what we do is make a circle on DS pit level, and we also make a pit cent layer for the point. Just make sure alright, so we're going to create a circle around the point, 0.525 typically speaking. Now doing it this way, it's actually assigned the height here from the center of the pit. Just double check. It doesn't look quite right. It must be on a slope note. It's a dodgy shot. Okay. Just keep that in mind if we got any issues. Okay. Head wall. HE wall. Green. Okay, put that onto that layer and close it. And we want DS pipe for the pipes. On small jobs like this one, I've been doing a lot of the pipe details manually because it's just not worth going through the rigmarole of the Excel spreadsheets. So unfortunately, that means I won't be showing it to you in this video, but when I have the need to do it, I will make one where it gets used. So as a consequence, we use a 3D polyline to draw the pipe so that we can assign height at each end. When we export the GIS data, we can actually export to Z values rather than having to key them in. It does make it just that little bit easier to export it. Rain gardens, they have a special name, and I can't remember what it is, so I'm just going to call it rain garden, and I'll address it when I get to the point of actually inputting the data tables, which will be a little way down the track. But basically that's just the internal dimension of the rain garden. That's all we're looking for. These boys a bit dodgy on the pickup there. Might be fixing that, what do you reckon? That was dodgy. Alright, so, oh, here we go. Let me check the design drawing. Okay, pages, drainage, drainage. That's existing. Oh, how much of a bonus is that? Alright, so I don't even have to do the pipes for this. Or that. I don't have to do the pipes. That's a bonus. Awesome. But this is a new pipe. Drawn that one in. And now down here, there is subsoil running along there. Cliff did note in his pickup that they couldn't get all of them, so we'll deal with that once we've got the base file. This is just getting the data prepped up. So I think I'm pretty happy with it at this level. Don't need this. Do need that because they changed the pit. So I will need to put a circle in here. And alright, that's our data prep done. Just going to make sure things like these are matching in here. Yep. I've got each layer done. So that should mean I can turn off all of these other ones that are not RS or DS. And still have a full picture. And that's how we check we haven't missed drawing any of it in. Okay. So that looks relatively good. Obviously you've identified this is going to have some work done. Other than that, that's fine. I just do need to get these pit and I need to put them onto a DS pit set. That will come in useful later down the track when we get to the actual A-Spec part. Alright, so that covers the data processing. Obviously there is some efficiencies that we can improve on with data capture, which is just a matter of getting the workflow through to the boys, but all in all that's not too bad. So I'll stop recording and start once I've got the next phase ready.